cheesy intro. Get it going. Get it going. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Sorry it's been a while. I've been taking a couple weeks off to try and think about a great video to do for you, and I was thinking, why not? Let's do one about the market right now and how it's currently doing. So I want to explain the difference between a buyer's market and a difference between a seller's market, because there's two totally different things, and the benefits of the buyer and the benefits of the seller. And we're just going to talk about how all this is affecting the real estate market currently right now, explaining why prices are kind of seeming like they're going down, why less sellers are selling, and why the inventory is starting to make a comeback. It makes sense. So I definitely want you guys to stay tuned because you guys will learn a lot from this. Alright guys, look, I'm going to use the whiteboard to explain the difference between the two markets because I feel like this is the best way to explain it. So over here we have the market at its peak. We'll do 2018. And this is just like, let's just say this is just like the past of what the market was doing. This being 2011. So in 2011, this is what the market's doing, right? We get up to here, we say height 2018. Now, what we're explaining is what we're seeing at the clean line is that you have seller versus buyer. So the difference between this, the first one I want to talk about is a buyer, and the difference between the seller. So when it's a buyer's market, this means that buyers are getting deals on their homes. So let's say that a home is worth $450,000, like it's actual value estimated with taxes, right? So the way it becomes a buyer's market is when a buyer is getting deals at like $445,000, and the difference is because this is a buyer's market right here, is when they're getting the actual value versus their purchase price. And then explaining the best way to explain the seller's market, which I'm going to refer back to this buyer's market here in a minute, is we're going to use the same exact numbers, but I'm going to explain a little more. So I'm using very small numbers as the general numbers. So the reason why it becomes a seller market is because let's just say you have 100 buyers, right? This is where they're talking about low inventory. So you have out of those 100 buyers, only 20 are sellers. Right, so we have all of these buyers, and let's just say they're all looking for 3-bed, 2-bath. And out of these 20, maybe only 5 of these sellers meet this criteria. And let's just say out of these 100 buyers, we have 30 people that are looking for this exact amount of beds and bath. And then we start looking at prices, right? Now we're starting looking at let's just say looking at a $350,000 home, right? And you got the sellers, you got the 5 sellers. Let's clean this up a little bit. You got 5 sellers and 30 people looking at a house at $350,000. So what happens, and this becomes a selling market, is that let's say the house is valued at, let's just say $345, and this is what they're putting on the market for. So this is valued at $345, and they put it on the market. So let's do on market. And what happens is people start paying more than the asking price. So the $345 they're asking for, one of these buyers will be like, well shoot, let's secure this deal, let's offer $350. That's $5,000 more than what sellers are asking for. And then let's just say another buyer comes by and he's like, well, no one knows how much you bid or offering. An agent can only tell you if it's lower or higher than the asking price, and that's all they can really tell you. They can't tell you how much is submitted. So what happens is people start overbidding on homes. So one person offers $350, another person may offer $352, and what you start seeing is that this price difference is that this is the value, but this is how much they're buying it. So they have negative equity in these homes, but this is why it's benefiting the sellers. It's benefiting sellers because they're getting more than asking price on the properties. So, and this is what we're seeing. And interest rates started going up, right? So I think it got up to 4.75. I looked at a calculator today, and they're right now at 3.9. So they're going backwards. However, now it is becoming a buyer's market because people are settling down, and now it's only really sellers who need to sell that are trying to sell their home. So you start having a large inventory of all these buyers have already bought homes, they're already settling down, they're not trying to move during the school year. So what happens is you have more homes. So let's just say you have 30 homes of sellers and only 20 buyers. What happens is people start looking for these types of homes, the same, let's just say 3-bed, 2-bath at that $350,000. And if you look at the inventory, these buyers are going to go still look for the better deal. So if there's another house, there's like three houses at $350, they're going to go and try to submit an offer at $345. Another one will try to submit an offer at like $340. Because that's what the market's telling them that their price or the values of the houses are going towards right now. So because some sellers become, they need to sell because of situations, they got divorced, got married, they're moving, whatever the case may be, they need to sell, and there's only 20 buyers in the market. So the buyers start getting these deals. Instead of overpaying for the house, they're underpaying for the house, which is their equity difference between the actual value. Now if we look at this graph, what happens is we've seen a surge in the summer, right? So let's redo this. Let's just say 2011 is here, right? This is the climb of the market. It's going like this. So let's just say these peaks are the summer and the trough is the winter. So each time this, all these are summer. The opposite is winter. To further explain, so let's clear this up, make it nice and pretty. And we made it to here, right? And then now we're at 2018. And what we're seeing is that between these two time periods, this is where a lot of millennials are buying. So this is why the market started spiking, because the average of people buying homes right now is between the age of 22 and 35. So between those ages, it started climbing. Now we're just waiting for it to go back. So what happens is now we're entering wintering time. As you see right here, we're gonna start going like this. It's gonna start going down. It's not gonna go like that because there's still always gonna be the market. We don't have people defaulting on loans, meaning that they're not going in foreclosures, so you're actually getting still a great comp analysis, because when we have great comp analysis, houses sell for the actual value of what it may be. When you start getting into a bunch of foreclosures and houses are selling, so let's just say a house is worth $350,000, right? And then someone owns a home. This is a 3-bed, same thing, we'll go back to it, 2-bath. And what happens is that let's just say someone's foreclosing, right? And let's just say they owe $250,000 on the home, and this is a foreclosure. I'll put FC there for foreclosure. The bank will sell it at this amount. So when you start doing your comps for a 3-bed, 2-bath, when you got I don't know, 5 people, you know, in foreclosures selling them for way under market value, comps will start supporting the value of the home. So what happens is you get miscommunication with the market, and a $350,000 house is actually only worth $250,000 according to comps, because whatever comps say is what buyers are willing to pay for their houses, thus making the real estate market crash in 2008. And that's why it plummeted so far and people were defaulting on loans. And right now you see that mortgage lenders are actually drying up. People aren't refinancing because of the high interest rates right now. People are still getting loans, houses are still being bought, they're just not as in the quantity. So the market is slowing down just because it's catching up for the winter season, for, you know, holidays, because everybody knows the winter season is the best time for holidays and people want to be settled in their homes, getting things established for the holidays. So this is pretty much what the market's doing. It's going here, hitting the winter time, so it will seem like the market's going down, but people aren't foreclosing. People aren't having to sell their homes because they can't make payments. Therefore, a market crash is a negative. Negative. Now, can I predict the future? No. Can I say this is for sure? No. But as history has shown, a market crashes because people are foreclosing on their homes. They can't make the payments and making the values of each homes a lot less. So, reiterating again that people aren't defaulting as loans. People don't need to sell. So it's making what's going to happen is it's just going to start going like this. It's going to hit a plateau up until the next generation starts buying. Then it's going to go like this, and same thing's going to happen. Next 6 years, it's going to go up. It's going to hit a plateau. It's going to go down and plateau. Now, if you guys definitely enjoyed this is like the best information, trying to keep it short, sweet, and simple for you to understand. If you have any questions at all, go ahead and leave a comment, like, and support this channel. Let's get some movement going. If you agree with this, you should agree with this because this makes a lot of sense. If it doesn't, do your own research, come up to your own conclusions. As always, I hope you guys really enjoyed the information that I provided. So I just gave the general idea of what I think the market is doing, and it kind of makes sense. We're just seeing a slowdown in the market because people are selling down for the winter and holidays that are coming. So I hope you guys really enjoyed it. You guys know the deal. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification button because you guys want to be notified for the next information. This is informational.